are you? Come on. Sally.
It has a name.
Of course she has a name. Haven't you ever had a dog?
A few times.
Well, didn't they have names?
Just something to eat.
Give her to me.
What?
Don't. It's time we get to bed, Captain.
Yes, you have a great body. May I use it?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Citizen Frame and our continuation of our retrospective when robots go bad month. We continue that with not only a bad robot, but a bad movie, and that is Saturn 3. Now, I almost want to give this movie a break, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you a story of Saturn 3.
Not going to already time with Kieran.
So, Saturn 3 had his director on board, John Barry, Oscar-winning production designer of Star Wars. Perfect. Get it. That makes sense to me. You got producer, probably one of the greatest producers of all time from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. His name was Stanley Donen. He's more musical, On the Town, Singing in the Rain. You name it, he's done it. Very impressive resume for both people involved so far in the film. And then you throw, I won't say newcomer at this point, but finding his niche in the biz after Mean Streets and Taxi Driver, you cast Harvey Keitel, fresh off a Taxi Driver. Perfect as the bad guy. He's the pimp, right? So you get him to play the bad guy.
Yes.
You got fucking Spartacus, Kirk Douglas, and they got the hottie, God love her, she tries, Farrah Fawcett. So what could go wrong?
Everything.
I'll tell you what went wrong. A little film called Raise the Titanic. So this company that made Saturn 3, it's called ITC. I believe, I could be wrong, they did a lot of TV, a lot of space TV.
Luke Reid. Yeah, Luke Reid, who used to run the BBC, basically, I believe, ran them.
Yeah, because they did like Space 1999 and
Yes.
I don't know if they did Buck Rogers. I think that was more bigger grade, but
well, they were British.
So yeah, so there you go. You know, a very Corbin-esque style, you know, miniatures and cheesy little effects, but you went with it, you know. Well, it's just like the American equivalent of a Star Trek, really. But anyways, that's kind of what they're known for. And they decided to throw all their money. Too bad they didn't wait about 25 more years, about 15 more years, to make a Titanic film. And great idea, actually. Even the title is catchy, you know, or grabs you, which is Raise the Titanic. It was a $35 million budget. And for 1979, 1980, guys, that's unheard of. Keep in mind, Star Wars only cost $11 million to make. So this is that's a lot of money for this lowbrow studio to throw at something. Well, Saturn 3 was up and running now. They were given a budget, and they started filming. And then Raise the Titanic came out and bombed. Nobody even knows the numbers it made, but it wasn't even close to 35 million. It was pulled out of theaters. It was hated on. And I remember seeing it. I thought the effects were kind of neat with the raising the Titanic, but it took like the last 5 minutes of film to see that.
I remember it years ago.
It just took way more of a talkie than anything else. Solid cast, but they bit up they bit up more than they could chew, and they put all their eggs in a basket. And
I think, I think the best Titanic film is A Night to Remember, but go ahead.
Yeah, so that caused the first problem. So as they were filming Saturn 3, the production company said, we have to cut your budget. Boom. It shows. So right there, you kind of feel sorry for it, okay? You kind of do because, you know, you lose this budget during filming. Same thing happened with John Carpenter while doing Escape from L.A. Sadly, it shows. Not his fault. It's still a good film because it's, you know, Snake Plissken has some good one-liners, but the effects are really... Ugh. But that's what happened here. So I'm giving these guys a pass. John Barry, they kind of find out during production that he's not really a good fit here. He's not really he's not a director, doesn't work with the actors. He likes to sit in an office and do the models and work on production stuff. He's a production kind of, he's a hands-on guy. So sadly, he got fired. Don't get me wrong, he thrives for a short while. So tragically, he went to the Empire Strikes Back to work, you know, to elevate his craft even more, working with the sequel for Star Wars. Sadly, he died on the set. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Sadly, I think he was only
He had
43 or something.
meningitis or something like that. Really sad. So,
yeah.
But
Mhm.
to Stanley Donen, the producer, who's, like I mentioned, is a class act, has been around the business forever, took full accountability, says, I brought him on board. He wasn't ready. He's a good man, and he's going to go off to do Empire. Sadly, we know what happened to him. But Stanley Donen said, this was on me. I'm accountable. I will take over directing duties.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with him taking over directing duties, he's never done sci-fi. And I don't care how gifted you are, you have to have your feet wet in sci-fi in order to do sci-fi. I don't care.
You have to know what, you have to know the genre.
You have to know how to talk to your visual effects crew, production designer, all those guys. And it's too bad they didn't keep John Barry on board to be a production designer. That might have helped. But obviously.
Indeed. But I also read that a lot of this was actually off the record directed by Kirk Douglas.
It might have been. I mean, Kirk Douglas is seasoned vet. He's a great actor. Lived over 100 years old. The guy's a machine, just like our boy Hector. But with all that being said and done, then you've got the Flash Gordon story. We talked Flash Gordon on this podcast.
Yes.
Sam Jones' voice was dubbed. They had to go in to do some redubbing for his voice, like all actors have to do when they're done filming in post-production. Sam Jones wanted more money.
Yeah.
Had advice from his agent. Sam Jones admits this. He made a mistake. And some of that, and I don't know if all of it, but most of it, Flash Gordon is not his voice. Well, we have Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel still finding his niche, but it's Harvey Keitel. They decided, well, we're going to dub your voice because we don't think the Brooklyn accent is going to work. Well, I got two problems with this. First one, he's a professional actor. You can easily go to Harvey Keitel and go, can you hide the Brooklyn accent?
Do an English accent?
Yeah, he could, whatever. He could have done whatever actually he wanted. He's a very accomplished actor. Or B, don't hire fucking Harvey Keitel if you don't want the Brooklyn accent. So, and the rumor is... Hold on for a second, please.
Go ahead.
Rumor is he was asked, would you come back to do the redubbing? He refused to do it. Now, I don't think that's an ego trip. I think he just had enough, and he was insulted, and decided, fuck you, I'm not coming back to do it. So we got voice actor Roy Dotrice,
yes,
or something like that.
Yeah, a voice actor.
Yeah, he did all the looping. So that's why we don't have Harvey Keitel's voice. Now, guys, the movie's terrible, and we're going to have a fun time ripping on it. But I'll tell you what, I don't recommend films to watch, but I want you to watch this one. Because anybody who knows and loves Harvey Keitel, you have to watch this for his voice. It's terrible, terrible, terrible.
It's really off-putting. It's almost like the old Kung Fu films, with the bad dubbing, but also because Harvey Keitel's voice, and it's just, this is really weird. This is the first time I'd seen this, actually, I must admit, for the podcast. I'd never seen it before, and whenever, Harvey Keitel comes in and he's talking like this weird voice and stuff, obviously it's dubbed, and it's dubbed. It is just weird, but also the character is from Earth, so would it really have been that bad for him to have Harvey Keitel's Brooklyn accent? I don't think so. But I suppose it's the future, and they want to go with the sort of, I don't know.
He's the bad guy. He's got he's got the gangster accent going. What the fuck? Keep him in. I don't know. He probably just said forget about it.
Yeah. I also know sort of know a bit. The guy who wrote the novelization of this, Stephen Gallagher, I was actually talking to him a few months ago at a convention. Don't know him that well, but we'd love to say hello to him and stuff. And he's actually contributed to Phantasmagoria. But he is on record, not to me, I actually read up on it, as saying whenever he got the script to do the novelization, it was an absolute mess.
Yeah, here's the problem. I was talking about it also got edited to shreds by the studio. So much interference. And you know what? After reading, sometimes you give things a break because you get a budget cut. I get that. But when it comes to script rewrites, when it comes to malfunctioning $1 million robots that look terrible, when you've got an ego actor on the set, you miscast Harvey Keitel, not Harvey Keitel's fault. This is completely incompetent filmmaking. So
Harvey
I'm not
Keitel.
going to give it like, oh, too bad to cut your budget. This is incompetent filmmaking by competent filmmakers, and that's why I have a problem with it. We talked about this with Roger Spottiswoode directing Stop 'Em My Mama Shoot.
Yes.
The reason I hated that film so much, and I was angry, I wanted my money back, not laughing at it, because you are a competent director, you got a competent producer in Ivan Reitman, you got a competent team on board, and you give us this shit. And that's how I feel about this film. I have nothing against Michael Douglas. Definitely have nothing against Harvey Keitel. And God rest her soul, Farrah Fawcett. Nothing against her. But this is a terrible, terrible film.
It just, it seems that there was just problems in every department. Even Harvey Keitel as well has described it as the low point of his career. It's just, it seems to fall flat and badly in every department, essentially.
Well, let's jump into this piece of shit.
Into it. Yep.
Yeah. Saturn 3. We got Kirk Douglas as Major Adam, Farrah Fawcett as Alex, and Harvey Keitel as Captain Benson. Everything else doesn't really matter. You got Benson played by Roy Trice. Was it Dotrice?
Dotrice, I believe it's pronounced. He's done a lot of like British TV and stuff and stuff like that. Soap operas and all.
I love the opening. Complete ripoff of Star Wars. You got pretty much the Imperial.
As every late 70s and 80s science fiction film was.
Yeah, I know, but they did it better. So you got this piece of shit ship, and it's like 5 minutes long, and we meet Benson, who's wearing an ant head.
And a stormtrooper head as well.
No, it's not. It's an ant head. No, that's not. No, but I thought it was a stormtrooper, but I think it's more like the Michelin Man or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes, I thought of the Michelin Man as well, actually. Yeah.
Benson kills James. He's going to sabotage the mission. I love the story. So and he chucks James into space, and you see he's frozen, and he breaks into pieces. It's so bad. So bad.
But to their credit, I do like that there is a sort of factual accuracy there, because that's actually what would happen when you fall into space. You know, the way usually people just like in certain, not all science fiction films, they just like float into space or whatever. But I like the accuracy there where he actually freezes and breaks up. So
all right, sure. If you want to give it something, give it that.
I was running with it at this point.
So here's the plot. This is terrible. Terrible plot. Captain Benson, Harvey Keitel, is on the Saturn 3 base to deliver Hector. He's this new advanced robot guy. But he wants to hijack and murder everyone on the plane. He hijacks and murders the main captain who was supposed to bring the robot, James. So he can potentially get back. He wants to get back on Earth. So he got rejected for it. So if he feels if he steals Captain James' identity and bringing Hector on board, he can go back to Earth. That's kind of what his ultimate goal. And he wants to get in bed with Farrah Fawcett, Alex.
That's a polite way of putting it, basically.
This poor woman is pretty much oogleized and just...
it's wild.
Even the rescue team wants to have sex with her. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I feel sorry for Farrah Fawcett. Now, I'm going to rip on Farrah Fawcett as an actress here because she's terrible in it. However,
she is bad.
She went through a terrible ordeal, and she passed, sadly, with cancer. And I do want to mention she found her footing in acting because in the 80s, mid-80s, she did 2 films that she was nominated for and was really well received, and they're very good films. One about, I believe, domestic abuse, and the other one about vigilante justice against potential rapists. And those films were The Burning Bed and Extremities.
Yeah.
Guys want to see a really cool film, see Extremities.
Angels.
Yeah, but I'm talking about something a little more than just her looks.
Yeah.
And sadly, this is all she's used for here. And God love you, Farrah, but you as a scientist, no fucking way. No fucking way.
It's not even so much. It's the way the character behaves and stuff. And she's just an airhead, and basically everyone is basically latching over her. Harvey Keitel, Kirk Douglas, Hector the robot. I may have missed one or two others.
Kirk Douglas.
I say Douglas. Tomato, tomato.
No. Fuck you.
Math.
Blessed.
Blessed. Don't start.
Oh, yeah. Don't you fucking start Douglas. Nobody ever in their life says Douglas. Nobody.
I do. I just did there. Douglas. That is a way of saying it here.
No, it's not.
In the UK. It is.
I love how you say in the UK. I have never had anybody in the UK called Michael Douglas or Kirk
Well,
Douglas.
I say Douglas.
So you're an idiot.
And I'm going to stick with it, Mr. Brian Blessed.
Wow. Fucking. Like Corey Feldman. Remember that one? Yeah.
Feldman. That's Corey Feldman.
I know.
Stop getting
you
it
say
wrong.
Feldman. Don't you fucking even start. Anybody listening?
Brian Blessed.
Let's get back to this
Brian
classic.
Blessed.
Let's get back to this classic.
Maths. Anyway.
You do the math. Once you know the bugs, so you got the ant head, he puts the helmet on to attack James, and then he goes on a spaceship that looks like bug eye, like looks like fly eyes.
Yeah, I know that there. Yeah, I think they were trying to sort of be, I don't know, sort of like iconic or something, but it's just a bit. It doesn't really like so much of this film. In fact, all of this film, it isn't pulled off.
Oh,
it's this film was released in 1980. It looks about 20 years older.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I mentioned Star Wars cost about $11 million to make. That was 3 years earlier. This cost $10 million, and it's not the extravaganza. It's not a space opera like Star Wars is, and you're pretty much in one location, and that's your $1 million fucking robot. That piece of shit.
I would make a better robot for a tenner out in my back shed in my garden.
They could have put somebody in a suit and made that look really cool and menacing.
Totally. And but no, even the look and the aesthetic, it does. Maybe it was a little bit intentional by the set designers or whatever, but it feels like a 1950s sort of B-movie type science fiction film. But bear in mind that a year before, Ridley Scott's Alien came out, and it looks so much more advanced. Alien, that is, than this.
Yeah.
It's weird.
When he gets to the fucking whatever the fuck they are, I don't give a shit. It's
the space station.
Listen, the space, whatever. I don't give a fuck. you got Alex, Farrah. We're gonna call her Farrah. We're gonna call Adam Spartacus.
Yeah.
Farrah and Spartacus. They're fucking.
And Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, and Mr. Wolf, the cleaner, Spartacus, and Angel.
Exactly.
So, there's 31-year age difference, and these two, when they make out, I'm like, oh god. I feel like, and nothing against Kirk Douglas, I'm just making a joke here, and I gotta say it. It looks like he's making unwanted advances on her.
Yeah, it's awkward.
It looks really creepy.
When I say awkward, I'm sort of being. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. But it gets even worse whenever they take the drugs, that are basically aphrodisiacs.
Yeah.
And these blue pills or whatever they are. And the next thing, it's all a bit sort of.
Excuse me, like Blue Dreamers.
Blue Dreamers, yes, correct. And then it gets a bit sort of almost trippy, weird, with weird sex scenes and yeah.
The shower scene when they're showering together and he smacks her ass. I'm like, I can't watch this.
And it's also the betrayal or the way she portrays the character. She portrays her like a sort of naive teenager or something. So that makes it even weirder.
Yeah, like he's the teacher.
Yeah, teaching her the
I was
ways
waiting for her
of,
to come out with a cheerleading outfit.
Yum time.
Give me an A for Adam.
Yeah. Or give me a D for Wit.
There's even a scene where Benson, even though he wants to get to Earth, he also wants to have sex with Alex. That's another reason he wants over there.
Yes.
And he's talking to her, and he goes, "You have a great body. May I use it?"
Yeah.
That's what he says. Now, don't get me wrong. I've used that line before in the bars. Usually,
but you were acquitted.
I'm usually getting kicked out or arrested. But
you were acquitted in court.
What a terrible.
I think the suggestion here is that in the future, humans, specifically on Earth, have become completely emotionless, and they basically, whenever they want a shag, basically, they just say, you have a nice body. Can I use it?
And then she's like, I'm with Spartacus.
Yes, exactly. I'm
And then
Spartacus.
and then you cut to Benson's watching them having sex. And there's a close up of God lover Farrah, and he's on top of her mounting or whatever. And she looks so like bored. Now I don't know if that's intentional.
Apparently, there were difficulties on set between, Douglas, as I would say, and Fawcett and stuff.
No shit. No shit.
And it just, and I mean, she was only like, I mean, she would have been about early 30s in this, but even though with like the 30 age difference, it's just fucking weird all around, and it just comes across awkward, and it not even with the sex stuff. I mean, just in general.
The whole thing is you could go with an older man with a younger woman because they're trapped there. They're on by themselves. There's going to be yum time because they need to get their they need to get their loins wet. So
they have to pass the nights in Saturn 3,
or as you say, get your end on.
Get your end away.
Get your end away. Get your end away.
Getting his end away.
So I love the you got this fucking state of the art fucking Saturn moon facility, and their gym is a rolling ball and a jump rope. That's it.
And the dog annoyed me as well. Although I knew for certain that the dog was going to get killed. So it did. Her pet dog Sally. You called the dog actually. It's just come back to me, and it's just weird all around, and even weirder with the whole dubbed Harvey Keitel, which I don't think I ever got used to throughout the duration of the film. It's just, and it seems a little out of sync as well, like the old kung fu movies.
Oh, it's all out of sync. It's all quick cuts and edits, and I mean, you have no idea what the fuck. We'll get to it. There's a scene I'll talk to you about that. Kind of
there is absolutely
break it down.
Zero tension.
No, there's no tension here. There's no build up at all. But he's got this. It's called the Demigod series model, and it uses brain tissue, and you can sync your own brain with it and be his bestie. And it's kind of it's kind of like a Furby. So
and the brain thing is just like basically they were obviously short on budget, so they just went with they got some dipshit to make them something out of paper mache or something.
It looked like what do you call that? Packing styrofoam stuff.
Oh, bubble wrap?
Not bubble wrap. The popcorn stuff. It's a white.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah, what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's what I look. But anyways, the music's terrible. Now I'm not sure. Obviously, he's a wonderful composer, Elmer Bernstein, but the music is just terrible. And I think I can't remember. I could be wrong. Is it his first film? I think it is. But he went on to do Ghostbusters, so he saved his job. But the music's terrible. There's no atmosphere here. They keep running through corridors. They keep running through the corridors, and it's the same corridor. It's just like cut, running through that corridor again. Look like you're running in circles.
Yeah. And you can sort of give old TV shows that would have done, old science fiction TV shows that would have done that to save money, a sort of buy ball. But here, it's very obvious. The lighting was annoying me. It's just very dark. And while in Alien, the lack of light and the darkness and stuff, it gives it that sort of atmosphere, like the haunted house in space thing. But here, it's just weird and hard to get used to.
It's 30 minutes into this film. Nothing has happened.
Yes.
And the movie's on for an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
This is just, I mean, $1 million for this piece of shit. So Benson plugs into Hector, and he's got a little brain thing in the back of his head. He puts the pen, and he connects it to dipshit, like Hector.
Yes.
And so he moves his head. It's pretty much a Sony VR headset or whatever.
What's like a sort of CCTV head, CCTV camera on its head. For a head, it is the least threatening. The only threatening thing about it is its size. It's like about 8 foot or whatever. But the rest of it looks like somebody tried to remake the robot from Short Circuit, but made an absolute bollocks of it.
Well, there's a scene where he lets Adam is playing the robot in chess, and
Yes.
and Adam wins. Adam, yeah, it was Adam
Yeah.
played, yeah, and Adam wins, and the robot's like, he crushes the chess piece. So we're supposed to go like, ooh, that's something. Oh, they're planting the seed. Something's going to happen.
Yes.
And then they cut. This is where they cut it. Every scene has this. There'll be in a massive scene like he's breaking the chess piece, and then we cut to Farrah Fawcett's taking the dress off to fuck Spartacus,
Yeah.
and she's
Yeah.
got this glow. You know that Star Trek glow,
Oh yeah.
and she's taking off her clothes, and he's like, "Yeah, come to Grandpa," right? and she looks so fucking terrified.
She looks pissed off.
She looks terrified.
She looks pissed off, and yeah, it's just. I think on paper, the concept of a sociopath, a murderer, creating a robot, and then the robot taking on its characteristics is quite a good idea. That would work well in a story, like a short story, like a print story, or something.
I think what they were trying to do. There's a movie that came out a couple years earlier, and it's very fucking disturbing shit. And it's called Demon Seed.
Yes, I know Demon Seed. Yes,
that's where they kind of get where a robot impregnates her. Isn't that what the Demon Seed is?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That she spews out R2D2 or something. I don't know, but it's very disturbing. But then, okay, I'll give you an example. There's a scene where she's playing scientist lady. She's like, la la la.
All convincingly.
Yeah, she's got PhD in yum yum time.
And having blonde hair and nice tits.
So hey, don't that's you cross the line.
What?
Cross the line.
That's commentary on the film.
Cross the line. So
why did I cross the line? The fucking film crossed the line. That's what they're giving us here. I'm only commenting on it.
So you do see her boobs.
I know you do, very briefly, but I know you zoomed in.
No, I didn't think Farrah Fawcett ever took her clothes off before. That's why I'm not trying to. I didn't pause it or anything. I did for the podcast sake to see if that was a stunt double.
Yeah, right.
So anyways, she's playing super scientist lady. She's like, yeah, bam, bam, bam. Then, cut to she's having sex with Spartacus
again,
and then we cut to she's working again. I'm like, whoa, was it lunch break? What? What's going on?
It's the Blue Dreamers. It's the way the Blue Dreamers affect them. You know, it's like they're always up for it. And again, this is another thing that isn't properly explored, the drugs thing. You know, I wanted some sort of like trippy, but it's not even, or some like sort of weird side effect, you know, that turns somebody psychotic or something or whatever. But it's basically a plot device for more shagging.
Well, we'll say that. Well, actually,
you don't need a plot device for the shagging.
Well, the drugs thing's interesting because he's on them, Benson.
Yes.
And then at the end, he's offered drugs and she looks away in disgust. So it's the drugs that do this. But I didn't see that at all in this film. You kind of get it at the end where she dismisses of the drugs when she's up at going to Earth. And it's like, oh, there's a message, say no to drugs, or you'll get raped by a robot, or
a robot's creator.
This is where the editing is definitely a problem.
Yeah. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't have any emotional or dramatic impact.
Yeah,
any of it actually.
There's a scene where the robot is you can see he's trying to take over everything, and Benson and him are both evil because he's got some of Benson's juice in him, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, brain waves or whatever.
He keeps asking him, "Am I a killer?" Yeah, I'm not a killer. Blank that. Blank has been ordered, whatever. He goes, "Am I a killer?" I don't know. I said, "Blank that order." And he's like, "Okay, I'll blank it. Am I a killer?"
See,
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And there is no what there should have been is there should have been much more personal conflict for the robot who has just become sentient or whatever. Like with Chappie, whenever he was turning to crime and stuff, and but that's not really him, or he struggles with like killing or robbing or whatever. Here, it's just like, well, it's not explored.
It would have been better when he kills Benson, chops his hand off and puts his head on his
Yeah.
top. But
Yeah.
he kills Benson because he's become a little bit of Benson because of he's been, juicing with him. And so I get that. I get that. I'll go with it. But it wouldn't have been better if kind of like you kind of keep Benson in the loop. Don't kill him right away because he's the bad guy. He started all this because technically
Yes.
Hector wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for injecting into Benson. So it would have been better if you had an arc for the fucking robot, in other words, where it finally comes to realize it's not the true evil, it's Benson. And that would have been better. Have Benson go ape shit, and then he's helping Benson kill, go after Farrah. And by the way, you need more casualties here. We need more bodies because, But anyways, we don't get that. But as they're chasing him, Hector realizes Benson is the true evil and saves them too, and self-sacrifices himself into the ice water thing that we end up getting from Spartacus instead. That would have been better. Give the robot at least an arc. Give us something here than this.
And also, it would have tied in with the trope of, I know we sort of get it, but we just don't get it as, sort of dramatically powerful as we should. But the trope of, the monster turning on its creator type thing. But here it just becomes laughable. And even more laughable is whenever they fuse together like a Borg, like a Poundland Borg from Star Trek. Benson and Hector, later on, and it's very badly realized.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And then
Yeah.
Benson gets crushed on that little thing. And then
That's right.
Spartacus is like, he's going to die there. And then he's like, oh, man, I can't do it. Yeah, you can. But I'll say this.
Please do.
I'll say this. It makes sense for him to go back to help him because technically at this point, Benson didn't do anything wrong. Well, he did, but they don't see it. So
Yes.
I don't think he's going to leave them there to die. He hasn't really done anything wrong yet for him not to help him. So I'll give it a pass there. Though I would let the fucker die.
Yeah, he can't do it. He says, at first he says, let the robot, kill him or whatever. But then he says, no, I can't do it. That sort of thing. I would say we do get a slight, and I'm maybe giving it a bit too much credit, a slight arc for Spartacus in terms of, because in the earlier scenes he's talking about being too old and he probably hasn't got long to live and stuff. And she should go to Earth and live her life and all this here sort of thing. So his self-sacrifice later on is a little bit of an arc. It's just it has no emotional impact whatsoever because we don't give a shit. And we've checked out long ago.
I cared more about the dog who disappeared.
Sally.
So they lock him in the door and then he can't get out, the robot man. And then he gets a big brain. He brought a big brain on board. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's where the Harvey makes the robot or something. Yeah, the paper mache brain. Yeah.
The big one. And he puts it in him. No, he puts it in himself. So was that was there all along?
Oh, no, I'm not too sure. I think that's some sort of material, like brain material. He has that. I don't know that he, like, I think it's explained earlier on where this is the stuff that gives Hector its intelligence, but then also because it's wired into him, he's also developing traits of him, Benson. So it's not fully explained. I mean, it probably is, but not. They don't go into it in too much detail. But that's what I took from it.
Yeah, because you figure if he's replacing his brain with his new one, he would wipe out Benson's crap.
I think he's got. I think Hector basically has two brains. The main one, all that paper mache we see, but then also because he's wired into, he's basically through Wi-Fi. That's like 1970s Wi-Fi, but in the future.
AOL.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep shutting down.
Yeah. So, but he's also then, so he, aside from his own brain, he's also developing sociopathic traits of Benson. Right.
There's a funny ass scene where there's a lot of them. So Spartacus is creeping down underneath, kind of like the crawl space, but underneath the floors.
Yes.
And he's running around. He's kind of looking for Hector, and he opens up the floorboard, and he's looking around. And I'm like, why are you fucking looking around like that? Fucking Hector moves like a turtle. All right, so if he's coming, it's going to be a couple hours. Don't worry about it. He's looking around, and he's like, oh, he's all being stealth mode. He's being like Ninja Spartacus. And he gets out from underneath the floor. He puts the floorboard back. He's looking around, keeping it all quiet. And there's dipshit Alex going, "Hey, Adam, I'm over here." And then the robot shows up out of nowhere. I'd be like, "Damn, woman."
Bastards.
I'd be like, "Damn, woman."
No, I mean, the
Keep
two
it
of them
down.
are. Yeah. It was almost getting to the point where I was almost going to side with Harvey Keitel, Mr. Wolf, just through the sheer stupidity of Adam and Alex. It's, and I think there might have been some sort of commentary there with their names, maybe Adam and Eve type thing, because this feels like a really badly realized and written Twilight Zone episode, and I'm a big Twilight Zone fan, and this feels like Diet Twilight Zone, but with a much bigger budget.
So they get him into the ice water.
Yes.
And they try to be clever that he knows it's a trap. And he tests the floorboards with the rock, and the rock goes through, and so he knows it's a trap. But there's an articulating arm that Adam hits him with, and he falls in.
Sure,
Doesn't do anything. He just comes out all
he's
foaming.
okay.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I'm good."
Yeah, but then later on it works.
This is the best part. Another scene that's so badly edited. So they chuck him in to give him a nice ice bath. They run, put on their, their Michelin Man outfits.
Yeah, I know.
They cut to, they're outside. We see the pod. It explodes. We cut to, they're out of their clothes again. Well, that didn't work.
Edit ever. Yeah, it's like, what happened in between? I thought it was me. I thought it was I'd watched some sort of I watched this on YouTube, by the way. This has been uploaded on YouTube, which is public domain before anybody says anything. And I'm thinking, is this being like chopped, by YouTube or something? This doesn't make sense,
It's like, and that's the problem. I mean, it's an hour and 25 minutes. You don't have to cut much of this film. Add in another 10 minutes, and those minutes, those quick cuts we're talking about, you keep a couple of minutes in there. That builds tension, people. That's how this works.
Exactly. And it also makes coherent sense.
Now, the robot clearly blows up the pod before they get to it. That's what happens. We don't really see that. What they should have done is the robot is getting all the ice water. He's heading to the machine to blow it up before they get to it. You cut to, they're putting on the clothes, and they're going to run out there to get to it and try to take off before he gets to it. That builds tension going back and forth. But when he just cut, it's like, what? This is terrible.
It's a mess.
And then he got the sliding doors thing. He's like, come to me. I'm taking over the ship now. Come to me. And he's operating the sliding doors. This is like a really bad escape room for dummies.
I know. And there's absolutely, as we've said, it's just like, with the complete lack of tension, you're just like, just get this over and done with. This is just a series of not very well realized scenes thrown together.
So this spaceship that comes over, these dipshits come in every 6 months to give them food or what. I don't give a fuck, to say hi, what's up, whatever. They're flying in, and then Hector pretends he's, Adam's voice or Alex's voice. And even the two fucking pilots go, "Hey, we can't see your video." And Hector's like, "Oh, yeah, it's just down, man. It's just, technology, AOL, bad connection, And he's like, "Oh, okay. Yep. Hey, can we speak to Alex?" Yeah. I'm like, is everybody horny for this woman?
Well, not just horny, but also so horny that it has rendered them completely thick as shit. Because everyone in this film is thick as shit.
Every man is pretty much a sexist pig.
But also thick as shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So when he self-sacrifices himself, he jumps in the ice thingy again.
Rude, yeah.
Way to be original. Let's do this again. But this time he has explosives with him, I believe. That's correct? Yeah.
Possibly, yeah, I believe
he puts him in his back. I think he has like dynamite or something.
Yeah. Something like that. I checked out. My brain had checked out.
I can see there being a second movie where she gets rescued finally, and then the rescuers are after her.
Yeah.
Because he's got to fight them off.
Because she goes back to Earth, and if we're going by Harvey Keitel in this, everyone on Earth now in the future within the universe of this film is an emotionless perv. So
I do like how they cut to like to show that the time has lapsed.
Yes.
We cut to after the robot's exploding, and it's slow motion for 30 minutes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We cut to the elevator. They're in the home base, the home ship, and the elevator opens, and it's Farrah, and she's got fucking hairspray. It's like her hair just like, wow. That went from wow to wow.
Her
And
hair was straight throughout all of the action and all of the bad stuff happening, and then all of a sudden her hair's all like over the place. It's almost like like it was like an afterthought. Oh wait, she's actually been through a lot. Maybe her hair should be wrecked. So let's wreck it now, even though it doesn't.
I don't think that's not what it meant. What it means, it's a new hairstyle. That's the style back then. It was hairspray puffy. It wasn't like they just picked her up. This was months later. That's her new look. She's reinventing herself.
Hair.
She's rich.
Okay.
Future hair. And then you see a lady come up to her, offering all these drugs, and she looks at him in disgust. No.
Drugs are
and
bad.
I'm like, well, where did that come into play? I mean, again, there's something to do with these drugs, and we've seen one part when they took it, and nothing happened to them. They didn't show anything.
I know.
They could have taken fucking Tylenol for all I know.
Exactly. Yeah, it was aspirin or something. Who gives a shit? The drugs have no. It's not unlike the Matrix, where the drugs play like an important part in the plot. Here, it just they're mildly important, but it's like there's no impact. Who cares?
That's terrible.
It's boring. It's actually quite boring, this film.
It's boring. I was laughing at, this. We always talk about you're laughing with it, not at it. Well, guess what, people? We're laughing at it. This is terrible.
It's a bit of a slog.
Yeah, it's bad. But Harvey Keitel has done well. Farrah Fawcett, God love her, made a comeback in the 80s, so she did okay. And Kirk Douglas was already solidified, so all good. They want, bounce back from it. But I almost want people to see it just for certain scenes. It's just so fucking hilarious. So bad.
It's generally it's very forgettable, and that's probably a good thing. I think the most memorable thing for me, apart from like the weird sex scenes, but for all the wrong reasons, is probably dubbed Harvey Keitel, which is really distracting. And it's off-putting.
It almost reminded me of that stupid movie you like with the stupid boy, House by the Cemetery.
Oh, that has a certain Keats sort of charm.
No,
actually, House by the Cemetery is great. I love House by the Cemetery.
Terrible film. Terrible.
But there's a lot of it's a bit like the blonde kid in that.
Bob,
who's dubbed by an older woman. Bob, I love Bob.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
All right,
but there's a certain style and charm to that. Whereas here it's just whatever.
This is shit. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. Next up, Hardware, and then that ends when robots go bad month. And then we're contemplating, got a couple ideas. And that's all we really have. Give us a shout at SinisterFrame_podcast and Instagram, of course, Facebook. I'm going to wrap this one up. That's all I've got. All right. You guys take care of yourselves, and we'll chat soon.